Hey, welcome to part 2 on our Oliver Legacy Elite 2. And we're going to go through the compartments and also the sewer compartment to finish up the last video. First thing I do to get this off after undoing the hinges is I pull this off. And this is your side opening to where you can just look inside, and I can see right from here I have full tanks. Then in order to pull this off, you can either lift it up from both sides, or what I do, I stick my arm in here, and this is not in a way, this is really close, so I lift it up and forward. Then what we have here is our simple regulator on our propane and our 2 tanks. Okay, so that's it. You got your 2 propane tanks. What I do on mine, I leave them both open. I got about 2 weeks per tank, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Depends on if I'm using the propane fire pit or how much we're using as far as hot water. But I figure 2 weeks, I check it every 2 weeks. Right now, it's been another week. I've got 3 weeks on it. And, you know, come the end of this week, this is Saturday. So, you know, tomorrow or the next day, at the end of next week, it'll be my 4th week. I'll go ahead and check it and see if I need to fill up with propane again. And that's pretty much average for us. And that's this outside compartment, how easy it is to take it off. And putting it on is basically the same. You have to put it on pretty much straight up and down. You just have it tilt a little bit, take a look. First of all, this has to sit inside that steel lip that you can see there on the trailer. So this has to sit right in here, which is another reason to use this port for putting it in place. But now it's not on it, but you can put your hand up in here, lift it up, drop it into place, and you can physically feel it being locked in place. Then you just slip your clips back on. Put your cap back on. And now we're on to the next. Okay, now we have compartment number 2. This is the street side rear storage compartment that I keep all my tools in and everything else. Let's take a look. Okay, first of all, this one has a locking mechanism to keep it locked. So you have to take your key, unlock it, lift it, turn. Ready to go. Now you can see from the beginning, I have it stuffed pretty full. This is my 8-gallon wheeled water tank. And this, of course, is what I use to put all the water into the Oliver bed. The next step in here, I have a flashlight. Okay, so here's a shot inside after I take the water tank out. You can see I got all kinds of tools and an extra block in there. And all my cords, and this is the propane cords you're seeing on top. For my propane fireplace or for my stove that we use outside. Then I got gloves, I have drills, I have tools. In the very back I got a couple more chalk blocks. And everything that there is that I have for tools goes into this storage container, okay? Including, on this side, all my wrenches and stuff. And I have it all right here, to where it's really easy to get to, just all up on the wall, hung with command hooks. Let's do this first. The other thing we have out here first is the black tank drain and the gray tank drain. And then our shower compartment. And me, I put this other level out here so I can see, number one, if I'm level from out here. And it's really assuring to know that I'm just look on there and I know I'm level. And if I'm going to be draining the tanks, I want to tilt it back some, I can just go ahead and tilt it back or leave it level. I just don't want it tilted forward any. So, and on my shower, the outside shower right here comes out. I have this command hook up here. And there you go. You can take a shower right here. So generally what I'm doing with the outside shower is just rinsing something off down here, you know, and then I turn the water off, drain it. This locks down closed, open. And so I get the water all out of it, and once I get it done drained, I snap it back up closed and put it back in place, and that's it for the shower. The other thing I have in here is a pair of grabbers, and this way I can stack everything that I need all the way to the back, and with this flashlight I can just shine it right here, just set it there, and you can see. Now up inside here there is a light. I can turn it on, but the light shines down, it doesn't shine in like it needs to. So for me, the flashlight's a must. And this way I can grab anything I need out of here and stack it out of the way. Including my hoses. And on my hoses I have bungee balls on to hold everything into place. And then that's pretty much it. I got my 120 volt, my 30 amp cord is in there. All my water hoses go in there, my filter goes in here. Everything goes in here in stacks, and you can see that I got all kinds of room. And then when I want to put it back, I've got the grabbers, and that allows me to put everything just right back in place. Okay, you can see here I have my black fittings on this hose, and the white food grade water hose, my blue Camco filter, and then my pressure gauge, and I have it set at 62 to 64 pounds. I have it set there because all the water heaters, pretty much even that you buy for RVs, have a pressure regulator built in or screwed into the side that's set at 65, so you don't want to exceed 65 pounds on your water system. So I set this to 62. A lot of places they'll recommend 50. My pump on the Oliver is 55 pounds, so 62 works good, gives me plenty of water to shower with. And we'll move on to the rear compartment. Yeah. Okay, the Oliver has these simple push button slides to take it out. You push the button in, slide it out, and I have one on the other side. And that's how easy it is to open. So I lift up, pull out this slide, there's the opening. Okay, inside the bumper, got the propane disconnect, and I have a standard 10-foot Rhinoflex hose with a clear piece and the end. This is all I use, this 10-foot hose, and it's connected. So it's connected directly up inside right here at all times. Other than that, I also have another 15-foot extension of Rhino hose in here. And then what I've done is I've taken the slinky and cut it into 3 pieces so that it lays down flat. And my hoses just go on top. So I have this. The centerpiece. A wand that I don't use very often because we don't need it on this trailer with the clean out that we have. And then the small piece. I guess go in that order because I always use the large piece first. The small one sits all the way up in there. Middle next to it. Large on the outside. And then my hose just sticks right there in the end, slides into place, and everything's hooked up. Then on the left-hand side of the hose and the connection, this connection, I keep it locked in all the time. So all I have to do when I go to dump is I pull the hose out, throw it in the dump station, or if I'm, usually when I'm hooking up, like here in this picture, I'd use that 10-foot and that's it. Then I clean this and clean my hands. I've got all kinds of stuff to clean myself up with in my toolbox. So I have that. And then I have this fitting right here. And this fitting right here is really important because this is what I run my gray water out with when I'm out in the woods and it's okay and I'm allowed to run gray water, you know, through the Forest Service. So what I do when I'm running this, I just disconnect the hose. I take my green hose, screw it onto here, and then when I connect it up on here, I now have a gray water setup. And the thing about this hose is, so I can take this hose, lift up the bumper, run it up through inside, connect it on, and then connect it on, I can close the bumper and have a completely enclosed gray water setup for when I'm running my gray water just out into the woods. You know, with it closed up, inquiring minds won't have any idea what the green line is for, and gray water is okay, it's just soap and water, so it doesn't really matter. And then, like I said, I keep all kinds of tools in here. I keep my Lysol wipes in there, and I've got my gloves for when I'm cleaning the sewer. I can get cleaned up from handling the sewer components. And then my garbage bag just happens to be right in there too. Of course, right now the garbage bag is right underneath the big 8-gallon storage container. We can reach it. And that's it. That's how it goes back in here. That's all my compartments on the outside, other than the battery, which I'll do separately. It has its own setup. This. And look at all that space in there. I have so much room in here, it's just crazy. And that's all my tools and everything. I keep all my blocks in there, everything. And the more weight on the back I've found, the better. I might end up putting a toolbox on the back like I had on my casita. But this just goes right inside the door. It sticks right up here in this corner. And it's always there when I need it. So I got my own hand wash station, you know. I can take a shower if I need to. If I get dirty, it's all right here. And the other thing that I did on this, if you notice this knot right here. Okay, so here's the knot right here. Then here's your hinge. You can lift up on the door, take it off, and this will go straight down. So if you really need to reach back up inside of here, you know, if you have something in the back and you know you don't have grabbers like I do, that could be handy. But what I did, I simply just put a few knots in here until when I hook this back up on here, now I have a level working surface, you know, a little trick right there. It's looking special. You got your own workbench built in, and the best part about it is you can't drop anything off of here because it's got this nice little lip on the outside. It's just going to hold all your nuts and bolts in there, and you're not going to be screaming and crying and looking for that lost bolt, that lost washer that just dropped into the grass, because it's all going to be steam right on top of here. And that's it for compartments. Basically on the back side you have your propane tank compartment, and some people put a storage container in there, you know, and they go ahead and they put expanded metal down for a floor and put their blocks and stuff in there. I might do that, but so far I haven't needed it. I got plenty of room. Then they have the battery box, and you can see that right there. our battery box. I'll go through that later. And then we have our rear storage compartment, which has all the sewer and stuff. And then we have my toolbox, and this is my toolbox. You can't get to this from the inside with a king-size bed unless you pull part of the bed apart. So this is my toolbox. As you can see, I've got it set up pretty well with all my tools and everything. So, okay, that's it for this video. You guys have a good one. Oh, Karen was walking by.